Welcome, welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in, y'all. I am Miss Matrix, the Matrix Study Hall. Yeah, I was trying to come up with a alias for this channel. At one point I said Miss Oracle. Maybe let's go with that. Miss Oracle from the Matrix Study Hall. So welcome. Matter of fact, let me make a note of it. Miss Oracle. Yeah, that has a nice ring to it. All right, again, thanks so much for supporting this channel, y'all. Give a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. You know, you're here. It's free 99. Go ahead and do it. Help your girl out, okay? Definitely let's go ahead and get into this study in regard to the deception that we're seeing, the embodiment of the Lucif3ri3an archetype, okay, and the alleged hidden hierarchy. Now, I want to definitely put emphasis on alleged here. So hold on, y'all. Let me make a note real quick. All things are allegedly here. All right, let me go ahead and I had to update my banner. Allegedly, okay. So this is in regard to what we're seeing being played out in the form of a lot of celebrities. Okay, for the basis for this, I want to share that there are biblical parallels in regard to what we're seeing when it comes to the embodiment of the Luciferian archetype. Okay, let's go to Isaiah 14:13-14, which is they craft themselves into idols just as Lucifer sought to elevate himself above God. Hold on, y'all. I need to edit this really quickly. I see a mistake somewhere. Okay, let me put this here. Just a moment. All right, there you have it. So, as I mentioned, Isaiah 14:13-14, they craft themselves into idols just as Lucifer sought to elevate himself. So many celebrities in the rise of fame, they begin to mimic this sort of transaction. And when I speak of transaction, I mean in order for them to achieve all the prestige, the wealth, the influence of the world, the temptation of power and celebrity impact, they have a transaction with the most low, with Satan. In Matthew 4:8-9, it states Satan offers Jesus all the kingdoms of the world in exchange for worship. So notice that Jesus does not dispute Satan's claim to worldly power. This tells us something crucial. Satan does have dominion over the systems of the world, and he offers that power to those that are willing to pledge allegiance to him. So many celebrities, as we're beginning to see, even in this thumbnail, you're seeing that they are rising to fame, but also mimicking this particular transaction of exchanging worship for the most low, worship for Lucifer, Satan, in exchange for what they deem as success. Okay, and so the hidden hand of the occult is being very dominant at this time in the form of different entertainment industries, music, film, all of these things. Okay, and it's so pervasive and is in every aspect that pretty much everything that you watch in the form of maintained media, you're going to see symbolism, you're going to see homage or allegiance to their underworld. And also, I'm seeing a very, very strong prevalence of this being rolled out in front of all of our eyes to see in regard to some recent imagery and visuals when it comes to Kim Kardashian and also Dolce. Now, Dolce is a new up and coming artist, but what I noticed was that when she was coming out, she was holding an albino alligator. Also, few months back, I think this was during Halloween of 2024, Kim Kardashian was cosplaying as an albino reptile. And this carries a lot of layers of hidden symbolism. We're going to get into a few that tie into the themes of not only power and control when it comes to occultic messages, but this imagery is deeply drawing a connection between biblical symbolism, and also a form of transformation when it comes to them embracing the humanoid or the reptilian underworld that is the hidden hand controlling a lot of things. Now, this may seem like a stretch. All things here are satire. All things here are allegedly. I just want to put that in here, but let's get back into it. With them pretending or showing homage or allegiance to these albino reptilians, this is definitely letting us understand that this is who they secretly are. This is who they secretly work for. Okay. And the world elites are shape shifting themselves and letting us know that this is just who they are. And so, this representation of these albino reptilians or humanoids, okay, they're trying to put it in a way that it is not only subtle, but it's pervasive enough that people think that it is okay. And it's really not. It's like they're wanting us to know who they really are. And what comes to mind too, as you can see, I have references to They Live on this platform, because that movie definitely made me see things in a completely different way. Like, I was already being suspicious of things. My spiritual discernment was really binging on a lot of stuff that I was seeing. But y'all, when it comes to the things that are happening now, this whole alleged hidden hierarchy, one that exists beyond mere human perception, is really in our eyes. They're putting it out so much to the point where I don't know whether they just assume that people are so cold into hive mind or groupthink mentality that they feel as if they can just embody these cosplays of reptiles and things. One of the first images that came across the screen was of a reptile and one eye symbolism. So they're really showing that they are feeding this beast-like system through these serpentine beings. And also there's biblical references when it comes to this. Okay, in Genesis, the serpent in the Garden of Eden represents deception, hidden knowledge. So by appearing as a reptilian, even when it comes to Kim Kardashian, this is alluding to the Lucif3ri3an archetype, one that tempts and also brings some forth of enlightenment, as they say. So Isaiah 14:12 describes Lucifer as being who sought to exalt himself above humanity, much like the elites who entice people into thinking that by joining in on this mass form of deception, that these people are not only able to get success, but they're also able to escape vindication. But we all know how that plays out. The same one that raises them up high drops them down very low. There is no trust when it comes to these Decepticons. So let's also get into the symbolism in regard to Dolce and the albino alligator. Now, also I'm picking up beta kitten symbolism, because usually when they are utilizing these women in ways that are very alluring, very sensual, showing their bodies and things, this is also a play on the beta kitten programming, which comes to mind of Metropolis. You know, that type of programming, monarch programming, are things that are being perpetuated on society. And so alligators are traditionally symbols of primal power, also lurking beneath the surface, much like the hidden forces in society. And so with Dote posing with this albino alligator, this is adding more layers to the hidden meanings and symbolism that are being pushed out. Okay, the albino also, that aspect of it suggests something rare. Okay, also possibly genetically modified, so an unnatural creation controlled by its handler. Wow, let me say that again. The symbolism of the albino alligator or the albino humanoid is a symbol of a genetically modified or unnatural creation controlled by its handler. So, in the realm of this occult symbolism that we're seeing, literally, with her holding an alligator, this could also represent domination over primal instincts. Okay, however, in the context of this whole beta kitten symbolism found in monarch mind control theories, this image takes on a more sinister meaning. Okay, when it comes to this particular programming that I'm speaking of, let's see. Let me think of a synonym really quick when it comes to the term I'm trying to put out here. Mesmerized kitten programming. Okay, so you know the abbreviation. So this form of programming, in particular when it comes to the women in the entertainment industry, and also they use the men, but for them to be subservient and also hyper sexual, okay, this is a major part of pop culture, and this keeps people in alignment with a fallen programming, an antichrist beast system. And also, holding that albino alligator could signify that Dolce herself is being controlled. All right, she's granted a sense of power, but at the same time remains under dominion of her handlers. The term dominance comes out because that was a term that Kanye used when describing his relationship with his wife and her being paraded about basically with barely anything on. All right, so let me divert. I just wanted to add that in. Now, the biblical parallel to this found in Revelation 13:1, where a beast rises from the sea, symbolizing a force of power given dominion over the world. So, in this context, Dolce and her alligator could represent control, chaos, wild power, tamed for elite purposes. Wow, how profound is that? And also the justification of Kardashian as an enlightened overlord or humanoid. Okay, this is an aspect of the beta kitten handler of an alligator suggests an overarching narrative that the transformation of elites into higher beings, while those under their control remain trapped to this beast system. And the albino elements in both visuals reinforce the theme of unnatural selections, beings genetically or symbolically modified to serve a greater agenda. And just like as I often draw reference from They Live, okay, depicting a world controlled by unseen forces, this particular imagery seems to hint at a similar message, as in those in power have transcended humanity, while those beneath them are merely pawns in a larger hidden game. The biblical undertones from Lucifer's fall to Revelation's beasts reinforce the notion of a controlled deception world where the truth is only visible to those willing to see. So ultimately, these visuals, the images, serve as a striking representation of modern elite symbolism. Okay, they're blending entertainment with esoteric messages. So whether these things are intentional or subconscious, they echo long-standing theories about the hidden forces shaping society. Let's go ahead and lay some scriptural foundation in regarding to the Luciferian archetype, okay? The allegiance of celebrities to evil. First, let's go with Isaiah 14:12. How you are fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning. How you are cut down to the ground, you who weaken the nations. 2 Corinthians 11:14. And no wonder, for Satan himself transformed himself into an angel of light. Matthew 4:8-9. Again, the devil took him up on an exceedingly high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory. And he said to him, all these things I will give you if you fall down and worship me. Revelation 13:16 through 17. He also forced everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on his right hand or on his forehead, so that no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark. So I'm going to get further into this message over on my other channel, the Lotus of Judah, 1111 Ministry International. Feel free to look that channel up, go over, like, and subscribe, support a sister there. Also, thanks again for all your donations, y'all. I really need them. They help me get out these messages and at the same time make it in this world. So I really appreciate it because people really need the good word during this time. But that's all I have for this particular segment of Miss Oracle in the Matrix Study Hall. I will see you here again next time. Bye bye.